Another one, all that I forgot. I obviously have tramp stamp. So I had this done when I was 16. I actually hate that name. To be honest with you, I don't hate it. I really don't. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on my ink. As people probably know if they follow me on Instagram, I love tattoos, I love ink. And I really wanted to share my stories about my tattoos, where they come from, what I had planned for the future, and basically where I had them done. I'm going to start with the first tattoo that I had done. So I was 15 when I had my first tattoo done. That is very young. I wouldn't recommend that people get them done that young. I have since had this one covered up. I was just a little bit crazy, but yeah, it's better that you do your research and then obviously you wait till you're a little bit older. I actually had my first tattoo done in Turkey. I look quite young. I look about 15 anyway, so when I actually was 15, I had no hope. So I had it done in Turkey when I was on holiday. It was a little Chinese symbol on my lower hip area. I honestly don't know what it meant. I thought it meant luck, but someone told me when I arrived back in the UK that it didn't. It probably was like porn star or fucking prawn crackers or something. But I've since had that covered up. My dad lived in Singapore for about 8-9 years, and when I went out there, I had a cover up done very randomly of a marijuana leaf. So I'm going to show you guys this one. So this is my first one that I've had covered. So I had it covered about 4 years ago. Very random, because then when I had to go and do courses and take parts of my clothes off, everyone see the big marijuana leaf tattoo. Brilliant, Jade. I didn't think that through. I have to say I'm someone that's very spontaneous. With most of my ink and my piercings, I just kind of do shit and don't think about it. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but I mean, I know some people really think about what they're going to get done and spend time on it. But for me, I see a lot of people that overthink and just never end up doing it. I also don't think just running into things is a good idea, but that's just me. I get spontaneous, I get bored, I just get tattoos done. And I weirdly like the experience. I'm a bit strange that I weirdly like the pain. I weirdly like needles. I've got quite a high pain threshold. So yeah, because people always ask me, oh, are your tattoos painful? Obviously tattoos are painful, but it's hard to say how painful because everybody is different. So obviously some people will feel it's more painful than others. So yeah, so that was basically my first cover up. The guy freehanded that, which I thought was super cool. He actually freehanded that just with a pen and just went over it. It was quite painful. He was quite a fast tattooist, but a very accurate and good one at the same time. It honestly felt like I was being cut with a Stanley knife. So that was nice. So yeah, I had that done. And I remember when I go home and I showed my mum, she's like, oh, nice flower. Awkward. But hey, I just went with it. So yeah, that was my first tattoo with the Chinese symbol. So cliche. As I say, recently had that covered up, or kind of recently. And then after that, I then went on with the treble clef symbol, which is this little one here. I used to do music. Some people may know that I used to do music back in the day. I still have a lot of passion for music. I used to sing and rap. And yeah, I mean, music was a really big part of my life. I don't do music anymore for multiple reasons. I may talk about that in another video if people are interested. But I don't do music anymore. I still obviously listen to music. I still have a home recording studio. If I ever just get an urge as a hobby. But music for me shaped my life because the people that I met when I started music changed my whole outlook. I was very sciencey before. I guess I was very, I don't know if atheist is the word, I guess maybe. And this took me on a completely different spiritual journey. When I met people, they started telling me certain things, and I just went down my own kind of pathway from there, and it's just changed me as a person. So I'm entirely grateful for my journey, even though some bad things happened. Music still means a lot to me, and it's part of my pathway, so I keep that one on there, and it's only little and cute anyway. I actually think I fell asleep during that one. But yeah, so there's that one. Then I've had some done on my neck. So I've got my zodiac sign on the top of my neck, and then I've got two names, my mum and dad's name in Arabic. These were done in Turkey. I'll see if you guys can see them. So these, I don't know if you can see them there. So these were basically done, as I say, these were done in Turkey. I had it done in Turkey when I was 15, but this was a different place I went back to because I thought the first place I went to was actually pretty shit. So yeah, I went back and I had that done. The reason why I chose Arabic is because I think the writing is beautiful. I really, really, really like the writing, and not that there's anything wrong with English writing, but for me, I just didn't like the look of it, especially for what the names were. I just thought it looked a bit dead, and I wanted it to look a little bit more exotic because it's being put on my skin. I got my mum and dad's name tattooed. I also kind of lied and told both of them that they were the name on top, and by having it in Arabic, nobody fucking knows. Brilliant. I don't know why I did that. Nobody probably cared. So that was the one that I had done in Turkey. As I said, at the top is my zodiac sign. I absolutely love being a Scorpio. And yeah, so I had that done. The Scorpio one was done in the UK. That was done in Essex. And the two bottom ones, as I say, were done in Turkey. Another one, all that I forgot. I obviously have tramp stamp. So I had this done when I was 16. I actually hate that name. To be honest with you, I don't hate it. I really don't. I don't like the perception around it, but it doesn't bother me enough to want to get rid of it. I never fucking see it. It's just Chinese symbols. And I know it's really mad, and I've never thought about this before, but I actually can't remember what it means. Like, fuck, I've never thought about it. Because it's been there for so long, 12 years, probably 13 years when this video comes out, as my birthday is in 2 weeks. I honestly... That's crazy. I honestly can't remember what it means. I think it's my star sign. I'll show you guys. Lovely, lovely tramp stamp. So that was when I was 16, but I don't really care. I forget it's there half the time. So yeah, it is what it is. And then a few years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I remember waking up one morning on my birthday and my plans, I didn't have any plans. The plans that were made were cancelled, and I was fucking bored, and I was by myself on my birthday because I'm sad. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to get a tattoo. As I said, I'm very spontaneous with things like this. And I ended up getting, I don't know if you guys can actually see, you might not be able to see, but there's this like little triangle symbol behind my ear. Again, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Everybody after was like, oh my God, it's the Harry Potter symbol. And I'm like, oh my God, it actually is. I don't like Harry Potter. I've never watched Harry Potter. I've never read Harry Potter. The most I've ever done is gone on a Harry Potter ride when I've been in America. That is it. I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I just like the symbol. I like shapes, geometry, as I've said. I've studied sacred geometry a little bit. I like all that kind of stuff. I was bored. I only wanted something little, and that's what ended up happening. So fucking random. Clearly, because of that, you can tell that I just like the experience. So yeah, so I had that done on my birthday. Just very random. I probably forget that's there sometimes as well, to be honest. But yeah, that was also done in London. That one, my tattoos are kind of from everywhere. And then I went on to my ribs. So I had my ribs done in Singapore. This was a good few years ago. I had a passage done, which you can see here. Basically, I won't read it word for word, but basically the passage means, it's kind of like how I feel about like my kind of spiritual journey, and it kind of reflects my beliefs, and I really, really like this quote. So it's basically like, follow God, do good, be happy, but don't get drowned by it. Obviously it sounds much more better, it sounds much better than that when you actually read it word for word, but that's basically what it means. Like, as I said, I'm quite spiritual. I don't particularly like, I wouldn't say I was religious, I don't follow a certain religion, but I am very, very spiritual. I do believe in a higher consciousness, and I do believe there being something else there. So this is why I got this, because it reflects my beliefs. And yeah, I will go into my spiritualism and my journey in another video, so you can kind of understand a bit more about why I have that passage, because obviously I could talk about that for ages, but I won't. So yeah, so there's that. Then I had another one, and this was also done in Singapore, is this on my rib here. So this is basically a key, and it says family in the middle. I saw this on the internet, and I think it had love in the middle, and I just thought, oh, that's really cute. And I was like, oh, I want to put family there, because it's like family is key. And that's why that ended up there. Yeah, so obviously family mean a lot. That could mean friends, that could mean partners, and blood family kind of covers everything, and I thought that was really, really cute. I have to say the ribs were quite painful. My passage took about 3 hours. It's quite small writing, and it was painful. Now, I had numbing cream the first time ever for the rib on the left-hand side, not the right. And I think for the first about an hour and a half, I couldn't feel a thing, and then it wore off. Fuck me, that was painful. She recommended, the lady that did my tattoo recommended that I got numbing cream because it's on the rib, and obviously I'm quite skinny as well. And yeah, it was like right on my rib bone. So yeah, I had numbing cream on that. So that definitely helped. And in the first hour and a half, fine. Second hour and a half, fucking killed. But I gritted my teeth and got through it, so I was happy with that. So yeah, again, that was done in Singapore. Also, this was done in Singapore as well. As I said, my marijuana leaf was done in Singapore. And so was 80% of my sleeve, maybe 90%. So this is obviously by far my biggest piece. Now, it wasn't supposed to be a sleeve, which is why I guess it's kind of quite detailed. It actually started off just with this microphone here and the treble clef. And then I thought to myself, I feel like I need something else around it. So then I went on to get the all-seeing eye and these prayer hands. And then I still thought to myself, I still need something else there. And then I ended up getting other bits around it. Now, I originally wanted to do kind of like negative, positive part of the atom, which is why you have the all-seeing eye and then that on the other side. And I was going to kind of continue that theme, but it actually ended up being more positive, which I think is obviously a great thing. But I wanted to kind of symbolize dark and light and it kind of blend. But because I'd already kind of started, it was kind of difficult to get it where I wanted it. So it kind of ended up being more positive, which is great. So I've got a mandala here. And one of the reasons why I got this very selfless tattoo is because this actually represents good luck when other people look at it. There was a circle around it, but I took that out because I thought it looked cuter without that. So yeah, so there's that. And then you can see here I've just got like some little flowers and things like that that are basically just there for decoration. And then I've got a skull. Some people find that really strange, but I really like skull tattoos. And there's a mandala around the skull, and I just thought that was really cute. And I wanted something quite big there to take up the space. So that's why I had the skull put there. And then this was actually done in the UK, this part. This was done by one of my friends in London, and it's just kind of like tribally kind of patterns. I just thought it looked cute. I needed something to fill the space, and I didn't want something that was too big or had loads of meaning to it because I've already got quite a lot of that. Same way when I had this moth put there, and it kind of has like skulls in the wings, and that was the guy's speciality, and I thought that was a cute idea, so I went with that. And I kind of wanted the moth to kind of like be at the bottom and then everything kind of come up from it, if that makes sense. So it's like that's starting life, kind of going into death, and then up. So yeah, so that was cute. And then you can see that I got quite a lot of geometric patterns. As I said, I love studying quantum physics. I like studying geometrics and sacred geometry. And this is why I wanted this, because obviously this is part of our universe. It's what our universe is built on. And yeah, I thought that was a really cute thing to put in the background, and it symbolizes part of my spiritual journey. And yeah, so that's where that came from. I've also got these chakras, the 7 chakras around here. You may not be able to see those, but I wanted them in a line originally, but it didn't work out that way, so wasn't enough room, so I ended up dotting them around and then just having some like cloudy bits in between to kind of fill the space. This took about 11.5 hours for the main bulk, plus adding on the separate ones here, so I dread to think how many hours if you add it all up, probably like 15, 16, maybe more. The only thing is, when I did this, I had it done in Singapore because I was on holiday. I only had 2 days to do it in. The girl was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine, like I'm all hard and shit. And then I was like, when I got there, I was like, fuck me, this is painful. So I did 7.5 hours the first day. I didn't eat. I was stupid. I didn't really eat before I went there. And when I went in, I was fine for a little bit, and then I started to shake a bit, and she was like, I think you should get some food and a drink because you're starting to shake a bit. So I went to McDonald's, got like some chips and a drink or whatever, came back. I still was shaking, like I couldn't stop my body shaking. They were like, right, maybe let's put some numbing cream on, it will help you get through the last bit. So I was like, no worries. But obviously I'd already had open wounds by then. So obviously when the numbing cream went in, it went kind of straight into my blood system. Fuck me. Felt like I'd sniffed about 1 kilo of cocaine. Like my heart was like boom, 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 boom. Like I was rushing. I just felt like I was on something. It was the weirdest feeling, and it kind of changed the pain from like a sharp needle pain to like someone was pressing like a 30 kg boulder into my arm. I honestly don't know what fucking one was worse. It was so painful. At one point I looked over to think, is she fucking standing on my arm or something? And it was just her hand leaning on. I thought, nah, this is mad. It was the weirdest, horriblest, pressurized pain that I've ever felt. But I just had to firm it. I mean, I'm just somebody that I don't want to look like a pussy. I don't want to say, oh, stop. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but clearly I've got a pride problem, and I will just firm it. That's just the type of person I am. I think when I had my hip bum done, the marijuana one, I think I held my breath for like the whole 40 minutes. This one was really bad. We got to the end of it. It got to a point where I was shaking so bad that they had to physically hold my arm down. And they kept going, "You sure?" And I was like, "I'm fine." And I'm thinking, oh God, I feel like shit. Yeah, so I did about 7.5 hours the first day. Went home, my arm swelled up. I had to put rotated frozen towels on it because it was really painful. I couldn't sleep. And then I threw up. I was actually physically sick. And I think if I'd done much more, I probably would have gone into mild shock. So it's probably lucky that I didn't. But then I had to go back the next day with a swollen arm and do another 4 hours. They were like, "Are you sure you're going to come back?" I was like, "I'm definitely fucking coming back. I am finishing this tattoo before I go back to England." It obviously is less pricey in Singapore, and I just like the culture of the place, which I'll talk about a little bit more in a bit. And I actually became quite good friends with the girl after a while. And yes, I was like, "Nope, I'm finishing it. I'm coming back." And I filmed it. And I was so happy with myself. But because my body was in mild shock, after a while it wouldn't accept the ink. So some of the lines, especially around the elbow, are faded. So it does need to be topped up at some point. I just never really got around to it. I'm also dreading having the elbow done because of your ulnar nerve. It fucking kills, you know, like the funny bone. But I'm going to film that without numbing cream because it's only just going over it. So fingers crossed I'll be okay. But yeah, I sadly do need to get this topped up at some point. So yeah, that was the other one. My next tattoo is this one here. Now this one was really random. My friend just did this on like a really random one. When I first had it afterwards, I was like, oh my god, I have a grey. I don't know if I like it. It's different. I saw it on a girl Instagram, I think called India Love. She had it across here and I thought that's so cute. My favourite colours are black and red. So I was like, I really want a red tattoo. So this is where this came about, and it says strength because I want it to symbolise strength. And it was just weird timing because around the time I was told that if I was ever feeling down, red is the colour that I should hold, something to do with my great nan that died. And I was just like, that's so weird because I've just got a red tattoo. It was just really weird, but first I wasn't sure. It's a bit quirky. Some people probably won't like it, but I don't care because I actually now like it. It does need going over. To be fair, the quality of the tattoo isn't that great. It needs going over. And again, I'm just lazy and haven't got around to doing that yet, but I will get around to doing that at some point. And yeah, I think that's it. So it's, yeah, both ribs, hips, here, behind my ear, neck, sleeve. My legs are currently clean. I have considered getting something down the side of my hip. I kind of wanted this really cute kind of tribally lioness head that I saw with like a ruby in the middle, a red ruby. I wanted it all black with the ruby red. I thought that was really cute. As I said, obviously they are my favourite colours. So yeah, I am considering it, but at the same time I did say I'd keep my legs clean, but I know what I'm like, I never stick to it. So same when I get more piercings, I'm like, oh, I won't get any more. Next week I'm more or less sitting there with a needle in my ear. So yeah, so this is kind of what my journey was about. I wanted a lot of spiritualist things in my tattoos because it means a lot to me. I do get some people say to me, you know, oh, you talk about this health stuff, but you have ink in you. And I said to people, I never sit here and claim to be perfect. That is definitely not what I'm sitting here claiming to do. I wear makeup that has chemicals in it. I'm not going to be absolutely 100% perfect. I'm just trying my best. And I've always said that every day, especially in London, but anywhere in the world, they're constantly breathing in damaging chemicals that they spray in the air, and like, you know, like aluminum and stuff like that. And there's only so much you can do. You're going to be, you know, ingesting shit anyway. So, you know, and a lot of people say, oh, what about when you're older? What about when you're 80? And I'm like, well, first of all, I'm hoping I'm probably going to give a shit when I'm 80. Second of all, I don't plan on showing loads of my skin when I'm 80, but you never know. And thirdly, most people in this generation have tattoos, so we all look the fucking same. I mean, I might not even make it to 80, who knows? But I don't really think about that too much. I'm not that worried about it. So yeah, but as long as I think you're happy and people make sure they get things done that they are actually happy with. As I said, I rushed into a lot of things, which I don't recommend. But as long as you're happy with it, you do your research. And I think these days there are really, really skilled people that are great at going over things and changing them. Laser. I mean, you do have options these days, which is great. So it's not like there's nothing you can do. There are things you can do to change things now. As I said, I've had cover-ups of things, or one thing, and it worked perfectly. And I've seen lots of other people's cover-ups that have been amazing. So there are ways to change things. It's not like you're actually stuck forever like that. So yeah, so that is my tattoo journey. As I said, a lot of mine were done in Singapore. I loved it out there. Me and my dad searched quite a while to find a place. The place that I found was really nice room, lovely and clean. I'd researched it, good reviews. And the guy that owned the shop, I also got quite friendly with, as well as the girl that did my tattoos. So the guy that ran the shop actually learned how to tattoo from a grandfather monk. It had to be requested, and I thought that was really, 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 really cool. Like, I think the culture is beautiful. Like, he practices, he goes to the temple, and everything that he would show me and the things that I'd see his videos and the things that he did, like, I just thought it was fascinating, and I really love that culture. And I felt really, really blessed to be in there and be tattooed by them. Their Japanese pieces are beautiful. Like, the work the guy does in there is insane. And I was really, really grateful to meet them. They got to sort of show me around the temple. And yeah, it was so cool. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that experience. The one thing that I do want to do in the future is I do want to go out to Thailand, and I do want to get a tattoo by the monks via bamboo. I have heard it's excruciatingly painful, so I'm like, but knowing me, I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to firm it. One of the ones, they ask you 3 questions, you answer them and they pick your tattoo, but you pick where you want it. That is something I really, really want to do, because I kind of want to go to Thailand anyway for kind of spiritual reasons, and to have that done would mean quite a lot to me. I would find that a fascinating experience. I actually do want to go out there and stay with the monks for a period of time. I really want to learn more about myself and get more into my spiritual side. I'm nowhere near anywhere where I want to be yet, so that's something that I really, really want to do. So yeah, that's what I've got planned for the future. I'm not sure if I'll get any more anytime soon, but I definitely know I'm going to end up with at least 1 or 2 more, because I know what I'm like. But yeah, I hope that, guys, gave you a bit of an insight into my ink. But thank you so much for watching my video today. I really appreciate it, guys. I hope you enjoyed learning about my ink experience and where it came from. And if you have any questions, please feel free to write a comment below, and please subscribe to my channel. Bye.